You know, I remember years ago when people like myself and so many others were trying to warn people about the Department of Homeland Security and the fact that they were not here to secure the homeland. They had nothing to do with keeping America safe. We were laughed at. We were called conspiracy theorists, tinfoil hat, all kinds of different stuff. Come to find out all these years later that a lot of stuff we've been talking about is actually true or in the process of coming true. I'm going to demonstrate to you today that the Department of Homeland Security has nothing to do with keeping America safe. Born out of the lie of 9/11 to enslave the American people. Let's just get on with some news. It is Wednesday the 17th of August 2016. I got an article from The Blaze. Arizona sheriff goes off on Obama over DHS disclosing where Border Patrol agents can't touch illegal immigrants. Look at this Arizona sheriff call out Obama, and it is all true. On the Border Patrol's own website, run by the Department of Homeland Security, they are telling people coming into this country illegally the location of safe areas. I'll put a second link from Fox News. Immigrants who want to enter the United States illegally can learn how and where to avoid the Border Patrol from an advisory on the agency's own website, which critics say is evidence of Obama administration's schizophrenic approach to enforcement. In my opinion, the Department of Homeland Security has committed treason. Treason against the United States of America. You are telling people who are coming in here illegally the location of safe areas to go so that they cannot be found by law enforcement. The Border Patrol has no authority, apparently, at schools and churches and protests. The Department of Homeland Security is advising a possible enemy on where to go for safe haven when they come in here illegally. Think about that for a minute. Do you think the Department of Homeland Security is here to keep the homeland safe? Born out of the lie of 9/11 to enslave the American people. This is what they're doing. Never mind the fact that our own government is flying thousands of these people in here from other countries. We have no idea who they are, where they come from, what they're coming here for. I believe to set up the biggest false flag mankind has ever seen. I got some more stuff to give you here. Washington Times. DHS. Let's talk about the DHS a little more. Grants Syrians temporary amnesty. Homeland Security granted new temporary amnesty Monday to more than 8,000 Syrians living in the United States right now, saying they can remain for up to 18 months longer no matter what their legal status. People that we don't know, people who are coming from areas that have declared jihad on the West. Tell me how you think about that. Our own government flying the enemy in here, giving them amnesty, telling the people that are able to make it here illegally over the border, this is where you can go to be safe. This is treason. Treason. I got a bunch more to give you here. Jihad Watch. DHS gives Somali Muslims. Look at this crap. DHS gives Somali Muslims special airport security tours because they felt harassed and profiled. You're giving a potential enemy a tour of the security? Apparently, where did this happen at? Obama administration gave Somali Muslims behind the scenes St. Paul, Minneapolis airport. Average Americans can't go behind the scenes and see what's going on with security. But Somali Muslims, they felt profiled. Let's give them a behind-the-scenes tour. This is treasonous to the max. DHS employee, the Obama administration ordered us to scrub intelligence on Muslims with terror ties. Older story from back in February, just wanted to throw that in there. Oh, well, these people, we couldn't necessarily, connect X, Y, and Z together, so we'll just throw away all that. Potential terror ties, nah. 6,726 Syrian refugees admitted to the United States so far in fiscal year 16, but only 23 are Christians. I'm not going to turn this video into a big religious thing. Don't want your opinion on their religion. Don't care. Just wanted to point this out. The thousands of people that are being flown in here by our government. How many of them do you think believe in Sharia law? Breitbart. Clinton. Let's talk about our next president of the United States, and I have a whole nother video to make on that topic. Clinton to resettle 1 million Muslim migrants during first term alone. 1 million Muslim migrants during first term alone. How many of them are radical jihadists? I wonder. Veterans News Now. Speaking of Clinton and how Clinton has armed the enemy, there's articles out there about how Clinton Foundation has given money to ISIS and all these other stuff. Julian Assange says 1,700 emails prove Hillary Clinton sold weapons to ISIS in Syria. I don't know. I'll put a link to it, but check this out. Bill Clinton got millions from world's biggest Sharia law education firm, the Daily Caller. Do you think Hillary Clinton will be the next president of the United States? I don't even understand how the DNC was allowed to go on. It was a complete fraud against Bernie Sanders. But then in the end, Bernie Sanders turned around and endorsed Hillary Clinton. How do all the Bernie Sanders supporters think about that? I would have had much more respect for Bernie if he would have just threw up his hands and said, screw you guys, I'm going home. He endorsed the enemy. Anyway, I'll put a link to this. I'm going to make a whole nother video on the Hillary stuff. I got tons of stuff to give you on that. The Mirror puts this out. With the DHS telling potential terrorists the location of safe havens when they illegally come across the border, do I think that an Operation Blackjack or Jericho type scenario is going to happen now more than ever? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, those links will be at the bottom. That's what I think is coming to America. Multiple city, multiple country. Happens over in the EU too, and they're just primed for it. Open borders, how has that worked out for you? I believe when the New World Order is ready, it's going to be like Goodfellas. What do you do when you can't borrow another buck? You burn the joint out. That's exactly what they're going to do. ISIS warns London next to be attacked as UK churches put terror alert after French priest murder. This also goes on to talk about Washington, D.C. And I got one at the bottom. ISIS forges unholy alliance with rival terror group to battle the West. From the Daily Star. We didn't see anything big go down at the RNC and the DNC, which is a good thing. You know, a little protesting, some broken glass, whatever. But it only makes me that much more alarmed that we are about to see the biggest event mankind has ever seen as far as false flag type. I mean, you're going to see review Operation Blackjack. That link's at the bottom. That's what I fully believe is going to happen. The stage couldn't be more perfectly set. Debt approaching $20 trillion. How do you fix that? In my opinion, there's only one way. Reset. Reset. Just like foretold in Blackjack and the TV series Jericho. Watch that if you have Netflix. In fact, just watch the second season if you don't want to watch the whole thing. You need to see what happens in that show after the nukes go off, when the new government comes in. What do? They reset the debt? Oh, they take the Second Amendment away, baby. Yes, they do. Watch that show. That is predictive programming. Of course, this is all just my opinion. Maybe everything will just be fine. But if you're anybody who's been watching the news in the past 10 years, you know the direction we're going in. The Department of Homeland Security, please tell me your thoughts. What do you think about them telling people coming into this country illegally the location of safe havens? You go here, we can't touch you. They have committed high treason. Treason! Please tell me if you see it another way. I would love your thoughts. Please rate this video. Please pass it around. Make people aware of what the government is doing. Flying these people in here. Letting them come across a wide open border. Been open for years. Department of Homeland Security created out of the lie of September 11th. Which we're coming up on that anniversary again. And those of you who didn't think 9/11 was an inside job years ago, knowing what you know about the government now, you might want to go back and take a look at that day. Because everything that's going on now has sprung from that day. 9/11 was an inside job. Google it, Yahoo it, whatever you want to do. Look it up. 9/11 truth. Educate yourself. Because the same people who were in charge of the country that morning are the same people that are in charge of it right now. And they are setting up the biggest false flag this world has ever seen. Till the next one, you guys take care, stay safe. I will see you on the next one.